Okay, so that's a little bit light. That's light. That's just an appetizer for.
We're back, baby. Night talk.
We're back. It's night talk, man. This is where we get into it. So we're gonna cover a few topics tonight. We're gonna cover the age-old question: should should women go 50-50? That's gonna be a topic. We're gonna go over that, and we're gonna go over airplane etiquette. Airplane etiquette. Why are the skies so goddamn unfriendly? What's happening? Is something in the air? Was it always like this? I know in my algorithm, I don't know what's popping up in yours, but every day it's goddamn WrestleMania on a flight. Everybody's getting kicked off the flight. Even the goddamn pilot is losing. The pilots are going nuts. Play the clip, man.
Okay, if you don't feel safe, get off the airplane.
This is your captain speaking, but never like this.
I'll stop, and we'll fly the airplane. Don't worry, I'm going to let my co-pilot fly it. He's a man.
Wow.
Okay?
It's a total meltdown. The pilot boarded in her street clothes and addressed the passengers over the...
What? Why did the man have to come into it? Why did we have to get a shot?
Yeah, I feel like her and that co-pilot have had like some problems in the past, and we're getting to deal with it now.
I don't. Yeah. What? I feel fine with the woman flying the plane.
Yeah.
Just don't grab the mic and do crowd work. That's all. That should be against FCC regulations. Not say just women doing it, but anybody. It sounded like I was saying women shouldn't do crowd work. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that you as the pilot, what are you doing? What are you doing, man?
Yeah.
There's an etiquette to flying. We've always known that the pilots live in their world and we live in ours. The only time you want to see a pilot is when you land, if the flight was good.
Yeah.
That's the only time they come out.
And like the stewardesses or whatever, they're the consigliere. Like they're the go-between. That's the only way you ever get to communicate with the pilot is they have a layer between them.
There's a layer, yeah. I don't want to see my pilot in jeans.
No, never.
In mom jeans, talking crazy, talking about if you feel unsafe, leave. Yes, I feel very unsafe.
Yeah.
That. I've never seen it like this though before. I didn't know that was a thing. I've been flying for years, and have you ever seen an incident in the airport?
No.
What the hell is going on there? Why is it every day there's something crazy? This is a pilot. They were flying the plane somehow, or they were about to, and all these passengers captured it. 20 passengers wanted to leave. And she was trying to stop them. And yeah, but you can play the tape. See what the next thing she said.
And political candidates. And the minute she mentioned that, a gentleman stood up and just yelled, "Whoa, enough, you're scaring me."
Another passenger, Randy Reese, got up to leave and gave a running commentary.
If a grown man says that, you know how wild it has to be for a grown man to go, "Enough."
Yeah.
Whoa. He said, "Whoa, you're scaring me." And got up and left, and she tried to stop him.
He easily has 112 pounds on her, and he's like, "I'm afraid now."
This man was terrified, man. He was shook. He was straight shook, man. And then she wrapped it off with some. This was her final crowd work, her final bit.
Her closer.
This was her closer.
Did I offend you? Okay, so did I purposely offend you? I did. The answer is yes.
The more she tried to convince everyone she was okay to fly, the more people got off.
Flight attendants, please disarm doors.
Anthony Roman is a retired pilot.
Everything went wrong.
Well, that sums that up. That lets you know how that's going. That's terrifying, man, because every time I fly, I think flying's a miracle.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I'm too dumb to understand how simple and easy people claim it is. People can't even explain turbulence. It'd be a fucking lovely day out and your plane starts shaking like it's gonna turn upside down. I always feel like it's gonna fall out of the sky. Like I'm terrified. I'm very respectful in planes. Actually, I'm respectful, but at this point, I do kind of give a little guff to flight attendants. Not just because now I feel like flight attendants are on edge. Like everybody's on edge. You know, like I sit down, and if you're not ready with your order, you know, when you want something to drink, or you're like taking a nap, flight attendant woke me up, shook me, you know, like, hey, what are you drinking? I'm like, bitch, I didn't mean to call you bitch. I'm sorry.
I made my choice. I'm asleep.
Yeah, let me rest. So people are on edge. There is a little fantasy though of when you're sitting in that emergency exit. Has it ever crossed your mind?
Mile High Club?
A different fantasy. That's in the bathroom.
Yeah,
you gotta do that in the bathroom. That's in the bathroom.
Oh, okay.
You know, I'm talking about just this sick party that wants to open the door.
Oh, that part.
Just to see what happens.
I know that part.
Well, you know that part because they always, every time you sit down, they in the emergency exit, they give you that little, they talk to you like your kids. You're like, have you ever done this? Are you prepared to? And you're just not listening. But then you look at that door, you go, can I just open that fucking door?
Do I have the power to do this?
To ruin
everyone's lives in my control.
I kind of want to see. I want to see what happened, and I'm not the only one out there. Play the footage, goddammit. Can you even hear it? Oh, you can't hear the wind blowing? Look at them. Look. Woo! Let's go! Oh my God. Don't you feel like alive?
I feel alive.
I feel alive, bro. When that came, I feel alive. Something about that. Because I'm already a pussy on flights. I already feel terrified, and I feel like I'm going to die. No matter what flight I'm on, outside I'm cool. Inside I'm a whole bitch, right? But then there's a little sweet relief when turbulence gets so bad that you really are like, okay, this is it. And once you really give up, that idea of like, you're like, hey man, I had a good life.
Totally. Yep.
Not in a morbid way, just in a real way. Like
beloved acceptance.
In a beloved, oh my God, beloved acceptance.
Yeah. Beloved acceptance.
Hey man, now we're here. That guy, I totally get, I don't know, maybe that makes me sick, but the details of the flight were, it was on Asiana airline. They were 2 to 3 minutes from landing. So he wasn't just 30,000 feet in the air. So that's absolutely batshit crazy. I'm not even gonna front. That's crazy. But when when you could see the ground, you're like, what? Does this
rushing towards you?
Yeah. Do these seatbelts work? Is what's gonna happen? And for someone to just to do it is wild, man. It's wild, man. The man opened the door. He opened the cover and pulled the release, so the door opened about 200 meters above ground.
Jesus.
Oh my God. No one was hurt in the incident, but 9 people were transferred to the hospital. I don't know what it is. Something about flying, man. People are like, people are done playing by the rules or something.
Yeah, it was almost like during the lockdown, people started like not getting a little bit fed up with being told what to do with all the procedures on top of the airplane hassle, on top of like the fact that you could die. And then Delta just kept getting videotaped of people just like getting duct taped and thrown out, and just them dealing terribly with bad passengers, right. To the point where the passengers are like, well, fuck all airplanes. We're gonna revolt and fight back.
It's war. It's straight up war. And I'm definitely not condoning and saying, hey, pull the emergency door just to see what happens. I'm just,
you are little.
I'm okay. I am saying that I would be curious to know what that would feel like. I'm not saying to do that.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm not saying to do that.
I'm not saying nice legal save.
Yeah, we're gonna make it, clear that I'm not saying that, but there is sometimes when you do break the rules or speak up and it's justified. There's sometimes when you just say, hey man, fuck this, and it just makes sense. So that brings us to the last part of this segment. And this is what inspired this segment. I saw this video a couple weeks ago. It was a guy named, I saw it on TikTok. This guy named Mark. It came from Mark Grabkowski's account. Grabkowski grabbed some great footage, and he filmed a man who was sick and tired of the bullshit. It was a baby. Now we only know the 2 minutes of the video, but the setup, the man says it clearly in there. We'll play the video, but just for the background, he had been on a flight for maybe three or 4 hours, and a baby was just yelling the whole flight, and he just was done with it, and he couldn't stay silent anymore. I'll put it that way. Okay, that's not that long. Okay, that's barely.
Please. I had headphones on. I was sleeping. Why is the baby yelling? I'm not screaming. You want me to scream? You want me to scream?
You want that?
Please stop the baby.
Why is he laughing?
It makes it so much better that he's enjoying it so much.
I know you're not doing it. You're not.
Wait, pause it. He said if that baby was black. Oh my God, you can't do that. Look, you can pull a race card. Look, I'm not above pulling a race card, but you got to break the race card in case of emergency. You can't just water down you can't throw that out. It loses its gusto if you just throw that out any old time.
I do want to hear the rest of that sentence.
You can rewind it. You rewind it.
No,
I'll
they
shut
don't
up.
let him finish.
Rewind it. I'll shut up.
No, I don't think they let him finish.
Oh, they didn't let him finish?
No.
Was that it?
Heading to Orlando now. He's refusing to get off the plane.
Yeah. See, now this is when you got to double down. Either you bail out or you double down here.
Getting the plane.
They wouldn't let him. They wouldn't let him get to it.
His wife? Oh my God. I love her face.
That's my nigga. For real. There's I see this. You tell me what you think. Then I'll tell you where I'm coming from. Or I can start.
No, you hit.
Okay, I'll go first. This guy, he did the thing that we all want to do when a baby's screaming too long on a flight.
Oh, yeah.
So everybody's thinking that, but nobody has the stones to say it. Baby, just shut the fuck up. Because the parents aren't going to say, and I know that sounds crazy, like, oh, you can't attack a baby. You're not attacking a baby, you're just telling the baby to shut up. And he didn't even tell the baby, he told the flight attendants to tell the baby to stop yelling. So this all might sound unreasonable to the average adult, but I feel where he's coming from, because he's saying the thing we all want to say, and then as soon as he says it, everybody turns on him. You know, everybody turns on him. Even the way the flight attendants were talking to him. Flight attendants have a very condescending way. Like, if it was me, I'd have said, hey, man, first of all, I feel you. I don't want that baby. I wish that baby would shut the fuck up, but you got to relax. Nobody did that.
Yeah.
Right? Nobody did that. They gaslit him and made him think that baby, you know, had a right to scream for 40 minutes. That's not that long. I thought it was 4 hours, you know, but I feel like my man, you know, he finally went. I like to see a black man go Karen too. There was something beautiful about that when a black man goes full Karen.
Well, yeah, like you're saying, like he's acknowledging what we all know is that if you take a baby on the plane, you're selfishly gambling with everyone's like comfort for the rest of this flight. And that's on you. You're saying this could be awful for everyone. And I'm doing this most likely because most people fly out their babies for vacation or whatever. It's rarely that they're, anyway, for whatever reason, but it's not like they're out there, we have to do this, but you know what I'm trying to say.
I know what you're trying to say. And I just don't get how the police when did it become illegal to tell a baby to shut up? How is that a crime?
Yeah.
What kind of society do we live in where you can't just tell a baby shut up? I don't want to live in that world. So I'm saying that. I'm his advocate. Again, everything's pointing me to becoming a lawyer, man. I think after this comedy stuff kind of, once I retire from this, I'm just going to take on cases like this. Because this guy, I'm not going to say he's a hero, but he definitely was doing the Lord's work. And when you do the Lord's work, people turn on you. When you tell the truth, this is what happens. I don't know what happened to the guy. I try to look him up. But if you see this, if you out there, holler at me, man. I want to interview you on Night Talk. Come tell your story. This is a safe place for you, bro. Ain't no babies around. They're going to be screaming at you. No wife, no cops. Oh, brother. You just want to get from A to B. I get it, man. I get it. Because there's certain things you can't do in polite society. You can't tell a baby to shut up. You got to be nice to old people. You got to give old people hella time, and you can't eat a swine. These are a few of the things, that I don't know, man, that I got questions about. That's all I'm going to say,
Is this a free country or not? What are we doing?
Yeah, what is this? I feel like a refugee in my own country. I'm not even in my country. I'm in Canada right now.